Hey everyone, welcome back to your week ahead reading. This is Joey of Ungracefully Relatable. Obviously, you know that if you're here on my page. But coming off of last week, I was drawing the cards and I was really hoping for an easier week because we had that whole Three of Swords bit. And as I drew the cards, I kind of just felt like, well, the hits just keep on coming. So we are going to do our best this week to get through it. As with the previous week ahead reading, top card here is going to be the overarching theme for the week, or kind of the thing we need to focus on. Beginning of the week, middle of the week, end of the week here with the last card. So let's go ahead and just talk about the overarching theme for the week. Overarching theme is the Two of Swords, as you're seeing here. And the Two of Swords is really about thinking about some of the options that you have and really deciding between two major ones. And a lot of the times when you're looking at the traditional card itself, it is actually somebody who's blindfolded holding two swords. Well, that's going to signify really putting off the decisions that need to be made. And that's ultimately just going to prolong the inevitable. You're going to have to kind of let something go, make a decision at some point or another, because holding on is not going to continue to serve you. And when I saw that particular card for our overarching theme, it really made sense and tied in with the rest of them, and you'll kind of see what I mean in a minute. So, Two of Swords, really think about your decisions that are needing to be made this week and decide. Being blindfolded, avoiding making an actual decision is not going to help you this week or really any time. There is a time to sit and reflect, and this week might not be it so much, or if you are going to reflect, again, you're probably going to want to come to some type of decision. So beginning of the week here, the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is really all about giving as much as you're receiving. This can be in terms of money, health, finances. A lot of times it's looked at as that from the point of view of finances, being able to give and receive. However, I am really feeling like this week, this is just going to be resources in general. So things that you can do to help out other people, and then also kind of doing the same. And I was really getting the feeling that for this week, it might not necessarily be financial for some of us. It's going to really be maybe skill sets, otherworldly things that you can offer other people, and again, accept the help. So if you're really good at doing something and you know someone needs your help, go ahead and give them a lending hand and accept the same. If you need help, absolutely reach out, make sure you take it, and make sure there's always, a give and take. If you're not just giving or taking, there's some type of balance here. And again, I feel like the whole balance of the Two of Swords here and really that duality is going to be a big theme for this week. So that's the beginning of your week. Midweek. Last week we thought it was a little rough with the Three of Swords. This week we got Death. Now, let me go ahead and say, this card does not typically mean physical death. Not usually, 99.9% of the time, it does not mean that. But it does mean that something dies. So remember when we talked about making a choice and letting something go here with the Two of Swords? This is really going to be something that needs to go. And this is different than some of our cards that we've had in the past where I've talked about things like the Eight of Cups where it's walking, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera, y'all. This is going to be a little bit different than walking away from something like the Eight of Cups card that I've talked about in the past. This is really something needs to go, and it is dead and it is gone so that we can move on to something bigger. A lot of times it means some type of transformation or metamorphosis. It doesn't necessarily need to be so scary. However, it is the Death card. So this is a big card. This is something that it's probably going to suck to let go of. It's not going to be easy. If it were easy, we would have done it already. But that's going to be kind of our midweek, and tying into our Two of Swords here, we're really going to need to decide a direction and to probably cut it loose and let it go, because if we don't, it's just going to stick around and rot anyway. It is not going to serve us. It probably has not been serving us for a while. So yeah, death card. Pretty serious card, but again, it typically doesn't mean physical death. So if that's what you're afraid of, that is not usually what it means. And I'm not getting that from the surrounding cards here. And that would probably be very specific to somebody else, to someone's personal reading. All right. Last week here, the Hermit card. The Hermit card is all about introspection and kind of going within. It makes a lot of sense after what's coming for you midweek. So something's going to go, and because it is that death card, it is not an easy thing. So whatever is going that is dying that we're pushing off, it's going to be a lot. That's going to be a big hit. It's not going to feel good. So at the end of the week here, what we're really reminded to do is to take some time to focus on what's going on inside, some introspection, maybe some solitude for some of us. Self-care, I feel like, is always a good option when it comes here. Kind of, you're on your own here, and I got the image of like a cat licking its wounds almost. So, you know, it might not be the easiest week ahead for some of us. The beginning here, if it's already a little rough for you, this is really possibly a reminder here to go ahead and take the help with the Six of Pentacles here, as whatever it is that we are letting go is kind of coming to an end and making way for something new. Although that is a beautiful sentiment and it's absolutely necessary, we can't take away the fact that when something dies, it hurts, it's not easy, and it's tough to let go. And then at the end here, we're going to need to take that time. We're going to need to have that introspection. We're going to need to heal a little bit after what happens here earlier in the week. Again, Two of Swords kind of tying all of this in together. We might already know what needs to go. We might already have that in the back of our minds, because the swords are all about thoughts and what's going on internally, mentally for us. And closing your eyes to it, which is a big theme of the Two of Swords here, is that avoiding is not going to stop what's coming for us. So it's time to take off the blindfold. It's time to get real with ourselves. That's really, this week is kind of a, hey, let's get real. Let's talk about some things, because things are going whether you want them to or not. And then at the end of the week here, again, really take that time to heal, to have that introspection, to just be with yourself, be with your thoughts, be with your feelings, and take the time that you need, whether this begins at the end of the week or continues further. It is something that you're going to want to take time to do. So I know this week's reading might feel a little bit bleak, but sometimes it's better to know this stuff is coming. So take heart, keep that in mind. Knowing is sometimes half the battle, so we can prep for it and hopefully feel a little better about it. Throughout the week, I'll do what I did last week, where I pull some cards daily just to kind of give us something to either focus on or hold on throughout the day. I'll probably pull a couple oracle cards as well, just because it seems like we might need it. This is what's looking like maybe a little bit of a rough week for some of us. So hope you enjoyed this, you guys. As always, feel free to like, comment, follow my page, share this with anyone that you think might need it. I'm going to be doing these weekly from here on out, so I really hope you guys are liking it. Have a good one.